Giacomo Casanova, born April 2, 1725 and died June 4, 1798, was an Italian adventurer and author from the Republic of Venice. He is known as history's most famous lover. However, his memoirs reveals a misunderstood intellectual who befriended the likes of Ben Franklin. He has become so famous for his often complicated and elaborate affairs with women that his name is now synonymous with libertine. His final years were spent in Dux Chateau, Bohemia, as a librarian in Count Waldstein's household, where he also wrote his autobiography. His autobiography, Histoire de ma vie, Story of My Life, is regarded as one of the most authentic and provocative sources of information about the customs and norms of European social life during the 18th century. According to Casanova's autobiography, he slept with approximately 120 women in his lifetime, which was moderate by the standards of the day. The likes of Byron and others have been asserted to have knocked off that many in a single trip to Venice. At 30 years old, Casanova was arrested by the Venice tribunal for public outrages against the holy religion for seducing many married noble women and even a nun on one occasion. In January 5, 1757, he broke out to prison after serving 5 years in solitary confinement. Casanova was recognized by his contemporaries as an extraordinary person and a man of far-ranging intellect and curiosity. He was, by vocation and avocation, a lawyer, clergyman, military officer, violinist, con man, pimp, gourmand, dancer, businessman, diplomat, spy, politician, medic, mathematician, social philosopher, Kabbalist, playwright, and writer. He wrote over 20 works, including plays and essays, and many letters. His novel Icosamaron is an early work of science fiction. Born of actors, he had a passion for the theater and for an improvised, theatrical life, but with all his talents he frequently succumbed to the quest for pleasure and sex, often avoiding sustained work and established plans, and got himself into trouble when prudent action would have served him better. His true occupation was living largely on his quick wits, steely nerves, luck, social charm, and the money given to him in gratitude and by trickery. For Casanova, as well as his local contemporaries of the upper class, love and sex tended to be casual and not endowed with the solemnity characteristic of other romantic literary works of the 19th century. Flirtations, bedroom games, and short-term liaisons were common among nobles who married for social connections rather than love. Casanova claimed to value intelligence in a woman. After all, a beautiful woman without a mind of her own leaves her lover with no resource after he had physically enjoyed her charms. But in simple reasoning and in delicacy of feeling we must yield to women. In 1797, word arrived that the Republic of Venice had ceased to exist and that Napoleon Bonaparte had seized Casanova's home city. It was too late to return home. Casanova died on June 4, 1798, at the age of 73. His last words are said to have been, "I have lived as a philosopher and I die as a Christian." Casanova was buried at Dux, nowadays Dutchkov in the Czech Republic, but the exact place of his grave was forgotten over the years and remains unknown as of 2022.